and welcome to another episode of Would You Rather, the English podcast that really makes you think. If you'd like to see my other Would You Rather videos in my series for listening practice, you can check them out up there. They're just 5 minutes long, 5 to 10 minutes, so it's easy listening for your daily life. For today's question, we are looking at, would you rather work in a group or work alone? I think this would vary for different people, right? Based on their own experiences. For me, I always remember that time when I was at school and the teacher would say, we're doing group work, and I would be kind of dreading group work because, who's going to be in my group? Because they usually say you can choose your own groups. So I see my friends already looking at other people. Not my friends, I see people in my class looking at other people going, two people together, yeah. I was quite a shy and quiet kid in class, so no one ever really did that to me. So I was always looking around like, no, and seeing that all these people were already in groups, so that kind of filled me with dread just a little bit. But it was always fine. I always ended up being with people or being with my friends, or at least acquaintances, people that I knew. So it always ended up fine. But the only problem was that if you were in a group with some people who were very particular, they ended up doing all of the things, they ended up giving all the ideas, and it was just them taking over. And when you were with a group that were really lazy, I was quite a good student. I didn't want to get into trouble. So I would always end up doing like all the work because everyone else was like, it's fine. We'll just do this. And I'm thinking, I want to get a good score. I want to get an A. So let me do it. So I ended up doing all the work. I feel like that kind of thing still happens now. I see it when I'm teaching in class, some students doing literally nothing. And the other students like, we've got to finish this, we've got to do this. So it still happens. So I think what I'm trying to say is, it really depends on the group. Group work can be super fantastic if you're with people who are like-minded, who can negotiate well, who can work as a team well. I think that's super good. I think that's really good. People having ideas. And when you're in a good group, people can bounce ideas back and forward, and it becomes really positive, like communication, and a really good, just a really effective way to get a really good project going. So I love group work. Working on my own, however, is also good. Again, it depends on the kind of group you have, right? If the group is not working, if the group is lazy, if the group are not doing what they should be doing, then I would rather work on my own. But if the group are really successful, if they're doing really well, if we're having a great time, if we're having fun, while also getting the project done, then that is 100% perfection. I'd rather do that than work on my own.
So let's say you can work with your close friends, good friends.
Mm-hmm.
In that situation, would you rather work in that group, or would you rather work alone still?
I see. I think not necessarily my friends, right? Because if you work with your friends, there's a possibility that you could, it depends the friends, but there's a possibility that they could do something that's kind of annoying, like, oh, I didn't realize, but this person is not actually hardworking, or this person is not actually good at what they're doing, or this person is actually kind of bossy and she's starting to get really annoying. So I think there's a danger working with friends and working with family members as well. There's a potential for a lot of arguments. That's what I'm saying. So if it's colleagues or people that you see kind of often, but not people you're super close with, I think that's good. I think it doesn't matter if you're friends or not friends. if in terms of group work, because so long as there's a understanding and a good kind of professional relationship, I guess, or a good kind of exchange of information, then that's always good. If you're working with people you're close with, there's always the danger of arguments. Not that that would happen, it could be fantastic, but yeah, could be arguments, could put pressure on your relationship, that kind of thing. Yeah, so I don't know if I would rather work with my friends or work on my own. Yeah, I think I'd rather work with my friends anyway, because my friends are quite understanding. They're super nice people, of course. So yeah, I think we would work on a project really well together.
What about in terms of like outcome?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you think you could get like better result by working alone because you can concentrate more?
Good question. And I would say no. Because I've realized over my years that if I work on my own, you only get one perspective. And you also get very close to the project and you feel like your way is the best way. And if someone comes in to critique your work, you kind of take it personally. And that's not a good way to be, because then you can't improve. So like working as a team, there's more collective responsibility, I think. Yes, I almost forgot the question. That's what I do. I always forget the question halfway through. So yes, I would rather have the critique with the whole group than if it's just me. It's like, it's like my baby. It's like my baby project, and everyone will, of course there'll be something to improve. So working with a team, you can improve together, take criticism, get new ideas. New ideas, very important. But if it's just me, then it's just one idea, one focus, and a kind of rigid, not very changing, not very fluid. So there's that. So yeah, working on your own has benefits at a time, when necessary, for efficiency as well, getting things done quickly, simple tasks. But if it's a big creative project, you need to work in a team. You gotta work in a team. Otherwise, you're not thinking about all the other kind of people. You're just thinking about your own opinion and your own way of doing things. Yeah. So as a whole, but both have pros and cons, of course. But working in a team, when it's successful, when it's done well, it can be really fun, rewarding, and it can give you the best results. Working alone is good for when you just have to do things efficiently, quickly. There's not much creative thought going on. It's just a process to get done quickly, because groups can slow you down a little bit with the whole agreeing or disagreeing with doing something or like that. So if I had to choose one, I would choose working in a group for those reasons I have mentioned. Yeah, so working in a group, yeah, let's do it, let's try it, build those skills. I think it's great. Working alone is also good, but don't be alone. Work with a team, work with a group. I think it's great. Okay, so thank you everyone for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next episode of Would You Rather. Thank you everyone. Goodbye.